Okay, it's been, I think, about a year since I interviewed this wonderful man, Ole, and it's a pleasure to be back here again in the same seat, but the volume is better because now we have microphones, bless us. We've got a microphone here. Don't normally do this, but there you go. If this works really well, I might invest in 2 microphones myself, even though I only talk to myself most days anyway. But it's okay. Ole, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. YouTube.
How you been?
I'm all right, buddy. I've been working on a book. What have you been working on?
Myself.
Oh, you're always one step ahead of me, mate, honestly.
Oh, but there's so much going on out there. So I think it's very important to focus on here, on how to filter what it is we're going through. So
that's a book in itself, mate. Yeah. How do you filter things, and how do you come to terms with everybody? Each is on their own path and destination in life, and not everybody can understand things that you are seeing. How do you cope with even that in itself?
No, but it's exactly like you say. Everybody is on their own journey, with their own cross that they carry, with their own story, with their own background. Everybody believes that they're right. Everybody has an opinion that they build on their experience and so on. So nobody thinks that they're wrong. Meaning also, who am I to judge? Mm-hmm. Because I just do my part. I just see the world the way I can see it, and so I let go of judgment as far as I can. It's
probably the best thing one can do, but finding that way of letting go of judgment isn't, I don't think, that simple when we've spent all his life being programmed to judge.
Did I say it was simple?
No.
In that case...
It should be. And you don't got a tablet for it? Just one fix, and I'm all right. Yeah. Well, apparently, mushrooms do it.
I'm sure they do.
I met somebody who's taking mushrooms at the moment, and I'm very, very worried for him.
Okay.
Extremely worried. So I have a different take on certain things.
But isn't it like it's the inner balance? If you're not balanced inside, whatever you stuff in your bodysuit, it can get you really messed up.
That's the point. Yeah. People say, here, take this. Well, you might not even be ready for it.
I tried a lot of stuff. I was not, it doesn't do good for me.
Yeah, El Natural seems to be the way I'm going these days. It's just, I've always been an advocate for try to, I think it all starts with what you put in your mouth personally. I think that's the first start for me. What goes in my mouth tells me what I'm going to feel that day or how I'm going to react that day. Because my body is saying, this is the wrong thing. And then that's telling you it's the wrong thing. And then you start thinking things are the wrong things. Do you understand what I mean? Everything that goes in our mouth, if it's a banana, I start feeling better. If it's an apple, I feel stronger. And then my mind says, why aren't you eating, these bad foods? Why aren't you eating them chocolate? Like, it's almost like the mind always tries to, there's two mosquitoes having sex. I swear to God, there's 2 mosquitoes just joined together. Tell me if I'm wrong, look at them. 2 mosquitoes having sex. Now, could anybody explain, spiritually speaking, what that means?
It means that you're not so focused.
Sorry, that I've never seen that before. Well, I have seen it before, but that's interesting. But I just don't want them to bite me, that's all. I mean...
I think they're pretty occupied with themselves.
It's a good point.
It's a good point.
You know what? You've always got a bloody answer. It's brilliant.
But I tell you, for me, it's the other way around. I really do not care so much about what I eat or if I'm in a desert or in a whatever, what I focus on is this one.
That's nice.
Because if it's turmoil in here, then I think also I can hurt myself more with bad stuff.
That's a great point.
So I try to do it the other way because my body doesn't react to, I can eat most things.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly forgiving.
So, yeah, you mean your body is incredibly powerful?
it doesn't mess with me so much.
Yeah.
So I try to, I heard this, there was this guru once that was asked, they had this retreat, meditation retreat, and there was like a big renovation of the neighborhood building, something like that. There was this like the boom, boom, boom,
right.
and they were trying to meditate, and people got really frustrated, and so they went to this guru and said, but listen, and he said, yes, but it shouldn't really matter.
Exactly.
And that one helps me, because it's like, okay, so it shouldn't really matter what's going out there.
Yeah.
Or in here. I know that this is important, but at the same time, I think like for people who smokes, if they smoke and they feel guilty about it and they feel I shouldn't do it and they get aggressive, that makes you sick.
Yeah.
So if you have to smoke, I mean, I hate smoking, or at least the manufactured cigarettes. Mm-hmm. But if you have to do it, then see it as a power stick, and because then the mind will not be affected in a negative way.
I agree. I completely agree with what you're saying. It makes sense. If you're going to eat chocolate, don't feel guilty because it's 10 times worse. I get it. So what are you up to now anyway? Because you're here most of the time in Bali. Mm-hmm. I sometimes see you online doing certain things. Something interesting popped up on my feed, and it was about you taking people through a journey of life. And that were like, I think that's really interesting. Can you maybe elaborate on that?
It's, I have more or less no education, but I've lived a very different life. And I put myself on the line in many different areas. Mm-hmm. And that has given me experiences that now other people think, whoa, I would like some of that.
Right.
Before I wasn't aware of that, I could help people in that way. And so a few years ago, I started doing counseling, and I started doing like journeys, like a 4-month journey or something like that. And also I have this prayer before I do all of these things, and in part of that prayer, I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual being. And what I'm asking is to get my ego out of the way, mm-hmm. and then deliver whatever is needed in the best possible way for who's ever listening, including now. To lift this world to the next level of compassion, forgiveness, understanding, and beauty for all. And after I've done that prayer, these meetings and so-called coaching, becomes super beautiful.
Yeah.
And life-changing.
Does it blow you away as well when you do it? Does it sometimes shock you? Like what channel? Is it channeling?
No.
It's information.
I don't know. I mean,
what I meant is what
sitting like
I don't mean channel it like you can channel as you're writing. I'm talking about when you sat there and you're giving information. Is that coming from your experience or what you see the world, how you see it?
Yes.
Which?
Both.
Okay, so yeah.
But I think like inspiration, in spiritus, when body and mind aligns, spirit enters.
Exactly.
So it's the divine download that that is there for all of us.
Yeah.
And I just know that I fine-tune myself. I've been going through a lot of traumatic things in my life, and has come out more or less on. You're not
bad. You're not doing bad, mate.
Thank you.
Seriously.
I'm not bitter.
No.
And so every coaching that I've done is so different from the other. I mean, it is so different. So for me, it's like mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's like first Kim, they contact Kim, my sweetheart Kim.
Yeah.
She has like half an hour or something like that, just to see if we're a match, if this is somebody that I can. Yeah. Because at times, this is so not right. You know?
Right,
I can't
makes
help,
sense.
I can't help it. At one time, I started doing coaching with this woman, and just was like, this is...
It's not going anywhere. It's a waste of energy.
She needs Jim, and she needs Kim.
Yeah.
So we just swapped.
Brilliant.
And it became absolutely
amazing.
Wonderful. So
no ego there at all, is there? Just shows
right?
you. That's beautiful.
Like, so, and so here a few months ago, Kim had a dream or she was like in half awake state, and she got this idea about 11 Strong, mm-hmm. to bring together a group from around the world of like-minded people, so-called ordinary people, whatever that means. I rarely meet ordinary people, but people that are devoted to find a way through life, inspired by love and compassion and courage, bravery. I mean, this is not for wusses. And so we put together like a 4-month journey where I put all of my books and all kinds of other stuff in documentaries and my research vault, which is...
Yeah, what is that? Can you explain what that is?
I've been doing this for now 44 years.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Wow.
And many of the things that I've been looking into are top political assassinations and false flag operations. But what I've been doing without understanding really, I've been fumbling around in the dark trying to understand these areas and why is there violence? Why this evil and why this want to control and manipulate and all? I don't get it. I mean, why can't we just live like this? Why does it have to be complicated? Yeah. So I've been getting myself into some really dark areas and very scary at times. Very naive to start with. I'm a little more streetwise now, thank God. But this has sort of got me into an area where I've looked into hundreds and hundreds of alleged mass shootings, alleged terror attacks, top political assassinations, but also from a spiritual point of view. So some people have labeled what I do as conspirituality. Do you know the two of them, conspiracies and conspirituality, because to conspire, it actually just means to breathe together.
Exactly.
So there's nothing bad with it. It's when it's being used in a hidden way.
Yeah. And
so I put together, over all of these years, I've been very, very systematic because it's so much information. So I need to be like this so I can super fast find whatever it is. And so I collected almost 6,000 gigabytes of information.
I wouldn't know what that means.
It is.
If it's on a page
humongous.
If it's on a page being like a book like that, how many pages would it be?
No, it's a library. You would get into a library.
Wow.
It is massive.
For 44 years.
And I don't think nowadays, because of the censorship that is going on, that is so brutal. I mean, something happened, boom, they start deleting right away.
Yeah.
You have to be on it.
Yeah.
This is what I do on a daily basis, like boom, and I take it.
Wow.
Because before it's gone, whoop.
So true.
So our history has been deleted in many parts, the true history, and instead we've been left with this variation of manipulated truths for generations to come if we let them get away with it.
Totally.
So this is why my research vault is very dear to my heart, because I really feel that needs to be saved. And so I'm asking anyone who wants to help me in saving this information for generations.
And what are you asking for? What would you like? How would you do it?
I've got one online version and one where it's like a real external hard drive that I send. And
which means saving it by giving it, or is it for sale? Can people buy it?
It is for sale.
All right. So if I wanted to buy that today, I could buy that today.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll put a link to that if people are interested. If you don't mind.
Because
no, it's brilliant.
No, it's since this is being so censored, and so this is also one of the reasons my life is colorful. I mean, I can't really leave here. I'm being threatened with 18 years in prison in Sweden just for criticizing.
Can you go into Sweden now? Could you go to Sweden?
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it? No. Because they could be like, just say, excuse me, this way, please.
No, I've been contacted by a lawyer in Sweden. They changed the, what do you call it, not the foundation, the foundation law of Sweden?
I don't know. What, just for you?
The constitution.
Yeah.
They changed the constitution so that it involves speaking out against in a critical way.
Isn't that in Germany as well, though?
They're doing it in different countries. It's bizarre. And so I was contacted because they changed the law also so that when you start speaking critical about Sweden as a nation, bad mouthing it, the way they see it. They see that as like espionage or terrorism. And so it's like I've been coming from my heart, but absolutely truthful, exposing a lot of their agendas. So I'm not very popular with them. I'm loved by many, but not by them. And so
isn't that a badge of honor to a lot of people?
It's so bizarre. I've been given the Prague Peace Prize, which I've been adopted by the Apache Nation. That is for me incredibly beautiful. And with doing the exact same thing, I'm now facing 18 years in prison. I mean, go figure. Something is bizarre. And so I'm not going...
I think most people now, especially the people who watch these videos, they already know what's going on. They're already wise to this. They already know that the more we suffer, the more it's a badge of honor and that we're headed in the right direction. I often wonder why we come to this earth to suffer just for speaking the truth. It kind of sort of makes me think about so many different things these days.
But you say suffer, I say purify.
Maybe.
No, it's like...
would you say that to Assange? It's all right, mate, you're just purifying. You know what I mean?
I don't trust Assange at all.
Well,
but otherwise than that.
But why would you stick him in there for all of that time? Is he in there or?
The thing is, and I know Assange, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I normally don't speak badly about people, but like there are different operations going on.
Right.
Where something called control opposition is a main tool for them as part of controlling us, because if we got heroes, the heroes will do it for us, we won't do it. And so you got very specific individuals in this time, and that has been put there to express incredible information to start with as whistleblowers.
Right.
And then over time, more and more, you will see that it's completely manipulated to be there. And
do you think it's manipulated by the system or by darkness, or do they even know it?
No, he's a complete operation, if you ask me.
What, he knows it? He knows what he did?
Yeah. But it's like, if you look into, there's a book called Deconstructing WikiLeaks by Daniel Estulin. Mind-blowing about how the whole build-up of WikiLeaks, who's the board members, where's the founding coming from, where's the information. You will see it's just another part of the military-industrial complex.
You can understand, though, how distracting it is for most people to think, well, somebody's in prison now, so surely he must be, an anti-system.
Yeah, and that's exactly how easily played we are.
Exactly, yeah. And none of this shocks me, but it's kind of like,
I'm very sorry, because I know that many people love Assange, and so do I. I mean, what he's brought forward is incredible. When you start looking into his life and you start seeing the timeline, he comes from a sect, children's sect called the Children of God, I think it was, in Australia, with where they were all, they had all had their hair blonde, colored blonde.
I heard about this,
and the woman that was taking care of them, who was later hunted around the world, and she was never prosecuted, but she died in a Freemasonic hospital. He was part of that group. Then he disappeared. Then he started appearing in different places when the timeline doesn't match up at all.
Right.
And where he's... I get it. I
mean, at the end of the day, all of that information, you've probably got everything on there anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So all of this can be looked at, and it can open your mind or even blow your mind to a degree with your information.
It's been heartbreaking for me to find out these things.
Yeah.
Because I used to have also, but there's Edward Snowden, there's Julian Assange, there's Alex Jones. These ones, I tell you, sorry, they're, in my world, complete controlled.
Yeah, I get it. It's amazing that we live in a world where it's a stage show and they're actually lifetime actors, and they're pretty bloody good.
Yeah. But the thing is, what I'm trying, or I hope that I'm accomplishing, is showing that we're being played. That we're being played to believe that the world is horrible. That we're being duped into believe that the world is evil, dark, sinister, the end of times is here at all times, that we live in fear. It's an illusion that is pushed upon us. Once you pull the curtain through transparency, letting the truth be the transparency, then suddenly you will start seeing, oh my God, it's absolutely stunning here.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you have to go into the dark to actually, enter into the light eventually. Like, okay, none of these things affect me anymore because, like, once you've studied maybe 5% of that, maybe your eyes open to other things, and then you're not, one, fooled as much, two, you're more aware of things, and three, you now don't fully focus on those things that try to pull you in, like the Alex Joneses and all the other podcasts out there that are trying to pull you into the same narrative that don't actually give you any information about how to heal and strengthen and life purpose.
That's it. Because like they control us through fear. So when we spread fear, even though it's information, but if it's fear generating information, we're indirectly helping them.
I'll hold my hand up and admit to be. I actually wonder also, Ole, do you think that some people that are part of that very program that you're talking about, do you think some of them don't actually know they were being programmed and what they're doing?
I've been accused of being MK Ultra'd.
I think everybody has, haven't they? Yeah, anybody who's on a platform.
No, but I've been accused about sort of kind of a high-level lawyer in Sweden that I am controlled opposition.
Can I touch you?
Mind controlled.
I just want to touch it. Controlled.
No, but the thing is, but he says that I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about.
So I don't know. So I don't know if I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, exactly.
How should I be able to know?
But he knows.
Yeah, but mind control, when you really start looking into it, how it's done, is like sometimes they split personalities into multiple personalities that they can trigger in between.
I get it.
So
I think we've all been mind controlled. I mean, if you watch TV, we've been mind controlled. Everybody's controlled to a degree.
We're talking in an extreme level.
MK Ultra is like, like you were taken somewhere and you were, brought down some kind of cellar stairs and worked upon. I don't know. I don't see that within you, or I don't feel it around you.
I don't feel it.
And I ask myself, have I been targeted in any way? I think, like, to a degree, I think we've all been manipulated, and I think we're waking up from that manipulation, every one of us personally. But to say that we're not being manipulated and that you are and I'm not is ridiculous. Because I mean, just the other day I was with somebody who's spiritual and aware, and like I watch what he's doing, and I'm like, you say you're not being manipulated, but all your actions and what you're asking for and doing is exactly what the system wants you to do. So we're all kind of manipulated one way or another. But you said it earlier on, it's not really what you put in, it's here, how you think. I think how you feel, and it's more at an emotional level. Do you think?
I just know that the areas that I can control are my thoughts.
Right.
My words.
Yeah.
My actions. That's about it. The only one I can change is me.
And also, like, I'm thinking about this, I forget it. I was just thinking, when somebody's on a path and they're trying to share wisdom and truth and trying to find their healing in themselves, like you just said at the beginning, I'm on a path of self-healing, working on myself, blah, blah, blah. If you were mind controlled, I don't think that would be sort of the path that you'd be walking, would it?
I don't think so. I'm not the one accusing myself of being mind controlled.
No.
It was somebody else.
Do you actually look at it, like I look at myself and think, am I being, like, because I get the same thing, you don't even realize it, pal, but you are part of the system, you're adding to it by certain things you're saying, you're bringing people down this spiritual path, or you're bringing people down this path, there's so many people who are giving me a perspective of why I am not their perspective. because that's where they're coming from. Because what is controlled? What is truth? What is anything? We're all just winging it. We're all just doing our best, in my opinion. When I think of you, I think, oh, lovely guy, he brought me an eagle feather when you came for a reading. It's like, I love that eagle. I love
so
that.
Glad that you appreciate it.
More than you imagine. I won't even, I'm looking for a cabinet for it to fit in. And every time I see cabinets and people, it just doesn't work. It needs to be in something beautiful and like, I totally appreciate it. And like, you know, you come from a beautiful place and kindness, and it's like, I don't know. I kind of struggle with the world in the sense that when I start, because one thing I truly want to look at myself. I truly want to say, okay, look at yourself. Is the ego there? You know, just yeah, like, no, you're all right. Keep going. But on the other hand, you can look at yourself so much by so many people. I said to you earlier, I made a video about love. I love you, and I was attacked by saying I love you. Oh, you're just a this, you're just a that. You only did that because of this. And it's like, there is no balance. There is no perfection. There is no truth in itself, because even if you say the truth, somebody's going to attack it and see it in a different way. So I've kind of stepped back from all of that now and not worried about what I'm saying, and I just say it. And if it lands, it lands. And if it aggravates people and upsets them, there's no I can do. This is who I am. And do you understand what I mean? I've come to terms with more. I'm a bit tired now as I'm getting older. This
is also a dangerous one.
Yeah.
Because we're exhausted.
Yeah.
We've been down this.
I'm exhausted.
So am I, really exhausted. And when you're exhausted, then that's when you start losing it. Then you start losing the inner, it's this fatigue, battle fatigue almost.
I used to be able to do 5-10 videos a day. I mean, you're doing brilliant. Sorry, mate, but you're all over the place. You're doing interviews, you do 2-hour interviews, and you're brilliant. I literally, I get exhausted after doing one these days, and it's like, what's wrong with you? I eat healthy, but I realise I do take a lot of shit from everybody who's sick and ill now. I mean, I literally get...
No, but you are letting yourself...
I am, of course I am. Yeah.
Why do you even read it? Why do you
because somebody's saying, Mark, you know, I've had this, and I know I shouldn't have done, but now this is, how can what can you do? And it's like, you can't just push it aside. You've got to look at it and feel it to understand, is there any way I can help? Is there something...
I'm not talking about those comments.
Okay.
It's the other ones that gets to you.
No.
Where you think that they're criticizing.
No, not so much now. I don't give a shit about that, to be honest. Sorry, but I've got tired of it.
In your words, this is what you've been talking about.
Maybe.
And it's so easy to go into that one.
Maybe.
Because I also, 6 months or so ago, in Sweden, where I wasn't born in Sweden, but I grew up there. That area, suddenly in the area of the alleged assassination of the Swedish Prime Minister, where I'm the one who's been there the longest, and suddenly I started getting all of these attacks, and that they really got to me.
Wow.
Because, do you know, it's because suddenly, it got really personal, and then we're like...
That's awful. They're the ones that upset me when they start talking about my children or
never,
things like that.
Yeah, but never anything like that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, it's just a matter of just breathe through it. And see it as, okay, people even pay to go like boot camp holidays and whatever, where they're being pushed through all kinds of hell.
And I get that.
And what are we signed up for?
We get it free.
We get it free.
Well, you always put a nice slant on everything. You really do. So go on.
Can I just say, I got a reading yesterday because I'm exhausted and I'm suffering from PTSD and stuff like that. But anyway, so I got this incredible reading, and what she was saying was that I came from somewhere with a lot of light and a lot of power, and that I signed up. I found this family, this combo family, quite extreme family, that and I thought, apparently I can deal with that one. So that would be the perfect setup for me to go through a lot of difficult stuff to purify into who I am. But I completely did not understand what I was getting myself into, because what I forgot when I signed up, I was like this, and then when I landed on this earth, I was like an infant, completely open to all kinds of...
I get it.
So she said that I was broken, and then it's taken me many years to put the piece together that I could function in the way. So I was too cocky when I signed up.
Well, I get it to a degree. I think I've made tons of videos about this. When we come here, the stronger we are, the more we think we can go through, and then we get it and go, shit. But I get it. I love it. I think it's great. And I think the only time that we'll truly understand any of it is when we move back home, in my humble opinion, pal. But can I talk about the 11 Strong, please?
Yes, thank you. So 11 Strong, Kim came up with this idea about making a group where we're going to meet like for 4 months. We're going to meet every
4 months.
Yeah, but every third Sunday, and so we have like a 2-hour super intimate personal just hangout. These are just...
It's like a spiritual development, or...
whatever happens.
Ah, nice.
You know, I don't have a... like that.
Right.
And we've had one now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
I was just
Can only imagine.
Blown away by these people, you know, we were from all walks of life all over the world that had come together like this. And
sounds like a retreat.
Yeah, it is. And then it's like we have the next one here on Sunday. There's still like 1 or 2 seats left.
Yeah.
If you're interested, if it feels that it resonates with you, please go to lightonconspiracies.com.
I'll link it.
Yes, super duper. And
so that means that they come on, and it's basically what is it? What is it like? I've got to try and get it in my head what it's like. So I spend 3 months or 4 months with you.
4 months.
4 months with you, and we get together and we talk about anything.
Anything. Nothing is off limit.
Which is also a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Which is a wonderful thing, because a lot of mentors and teachers will only have a limit to conversation and say no.
I'm completely transparent.
I know you are. That's absolutely wonderful.
So but it's also like, it's almost on purpose that I don't have sort of, this is what we're going to do, and this is what's going to happen.
The problem with that is that most of the world wants A, B, C, and I think when somebody comes to you who says, okay, I trust this moment, I think that's something that I found the most powerful.
Exactly, because then it's beyond us. It's sort of like this synergy that happens where because it's like, it's not me sort of, I'm now going to teach you how to get from point A to point B.
Exactly.
It's the group dynamic where suddenly like we're all into that person's whatever.
Exactly.
And then it goes over there.
Amazing.
And it's just, and I'm in the middle just guiding the whole thing.
Beautiful.
Oh, I tell you,
it's incredible, eh? It's incredible.
I get absolute goosebumps when...
and you enjoy it, obviously. You love it.
Love it.
Well, long may it last. Could you do like another one after that?
Yeah, I would love to continue.
Well, maybe why don't you? Maybe some people think, well, it's just not right time for me. Maybe you could say, or suggest another time. I don't know.
For sure. We can start a second group also.
Why? Oh, yeah. Well, why don't you do that then?
It's a matter of the interest.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, we'll link that, and people can get in touch with you and ask you certain.
And also, you came up with an idea a month or two ago, an idea that Kim and myself have been having for years, but Bali has been locked down. But where we are really, like a future dream of mine would be that instead of me having to go, I've been to so many countries, speaking and wearing myself out. Also, I'm putting myself at risk at the moment to go somewhere. So if people can come here instead, and
I think that'd be a beautiful thing.
Because the island on itself, oh my God, the places here is just mind-blowingly beautiful, and the spiritual forces are here in a way that I've never experienced anything like it. Yeah, you have to come.
You have to come to understand it, or experience it.
Boom, boom, boom. It goes so fast sometimes, both light and dark. It can really like.
Totally. No. I did. So you're talking about like a retreat.
Completely.
Here.
Yeah.
So that would be something that I would highly recommend to all my friends to come to. If you ever did that here, a live event would be wonderful.
It's the years have been like, since we came here, we've been in lockdown and the airports have been locked. And so it's now that it's sort of opening up.
Yeah.
Again, thank God for that. Thank you for that one.
Yeah.
That we passed that. But we did like a 3-day retreat during lockdown. Oh my God.
Amazing, eh? Even 3 days are amazing. I did 4 days.
Oh my God, beautiful. And the thing is, once again, I'm not polishing my halo here. What I'm saying is that I come from a point of empowering, uplifting.
You do. You do. I know what you speak about, but at the end of it, you bring forward a lot of love and healing and understanding and simplicity that people walk away feeling that they get it, they understand it, that you don't leave people in the dark. That's, I think, the difference.
If I do that, it's a complete failure.
That's what I mean. So, that's what I'm saying. You're different from a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of people who give convo with no answers or no, like, well, where do I go now? What do I do now? And I think, you definitely give answers. For sure you do.
It's when I've been touring in 15 countries on my own. But it's like, I come to a place, I stay until everybody's happy. So sometimes it's like 7 hours on stage or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm at your service.
Exactly.
And I'm there to deliver the best.
And that's beautiful.
I think
a lot of people do these things and they give the talk and then they're first to get out of that door and in a vehicle and shoot off. I remember actually going to one in Spain. She was called Little Grandmother or something like Keisha Crowther.
That's where we met.
She was the first one to get in a car and drive off. But I get it sometimes, like, you know, she's exhausted to actually speak to the crowd. I mean, she did at midway speak to everybody and it was lovely. But I understand sometimes you just got to get off, you know, but to sit like I used to do as well, I didn't go till everybody got what they needed. And I might have been burnt out a little bit, but that's the most important thing. When you come, I deliver. All right, I do. I think I did anyway. I tried to over-deliver, and I think you do the same.
I stand outside, I say hello to every single one, I hug everyone, and I'm the last one to leave.
Sound like that's exactly what I used to do as well.
When we were on tour, it was me and my tour organizer.
Right.
And so we came to a place, we set the whole thing up like 3-4 hours. Then I did like anything from 5 to 7 hours on stage. Then we put everything together, left like 2 a.m. in the morning, drove 3-4 hours to the next one, then slept for some few hours and set up. And it just dup.
Yeah.
But the thing was, the way I see it, I can sleep afterwards.
Yeah, true enough.
And then also the energy from meeting all of these beautiful people and the meetings and the exchange, it just boom.
That's beautiful. For me, it was a little bit different because a lot of people came for healing and they were in a very, very low place. And for me, I have to then bring that energy up. So a little bit different, but you know, I get it. Each to our own. We all have our niche. And it's fabulous that you're offering this. So let's just put it in context. You've got this beautiful package over there that is 44 years of your life that you're going to offer to anybody who wants it. You're going to do 11 Strong again, hopefully. Continue doing that, and also hopefully we've got a beautiful plan to do a live retreat with you in Bali.
Multiple. I'm with my limited thinking, I've been thinking it's too expensive for people to come here.
No, it's not.
And it's not. Meeting people like you who say no, it's not. I'm like, because honestly, I swear to God, people find it. I had no money back then, and I found money to I didn't have enough money to go and see Keisha Crowther, but I found it. I worked hard that week, and I got the money, and I want to go and see it, and I want to pay for it, and I went to that, and loads of other things I've done. I've done courses, I've done retreats, I've been all over the world learning healing. When you feel a pull for something,
you'll do it. And if you're meant to do it, you will. And Bali is a holiday in itself. So being with you is a treat and a blessing. And then afterwards, you can explore and enjoy yourself. It's a double whammy.
Yeah.
It's a double whammy. It's perfect. So it sounds like...
Also, I want to say that my newsletter, I've got a monthly newsletter where I go into extreme detail about debunking or taking apart alleged things that has happened, alleged attempts, assassination attempts, or alleged stabbings, or alleged whatever. These things that are there to freak us out so that we, oh my God, accept their solution. Where I just say, okay, there's very many pictures often where I just point, look there, look there, look there, look there, so people can see for themselves, holy crap, that is so fake, that is so not true. Also to let go of the fear, to break the spell and start seeing with new eyes, so that you can start living your life free in a different way of being controlled all the time. Oh, it's the end of times. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's this. That's how they hold us.
Yeah.
So I got that one, and also my membership on the website. There's more than 1,200 on my interviews.
Wow.
On the website, there's also podcasts and webinars. And
there's a lot of information.
More than 5,000 articles. And
wow.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Okay.
I put a lot of effort into it.
Well, that said, people now will know where to find you, because I do actually get quite a lot of new subscribers, even though I'm being desubscribed every day. So 100 desubscribe, which they didn't on YouTube. I don't know if you know this. So at the end of a month, when you see the stats, it says 100,000 have watched your videos for so many tens of thousands of hours, 0 subscribers. It's like,
into my world.
But I do get messages saying, I've just subscribed to you, thank you very much. And you've been, the last time it was a wonderful interview. The sound wasn't that brilliant apparently, but people really enjoyed it. And they asked me when I was going to interview you again. I went, well, hopefully I'll do it. I didn't want to push this time,
God, no, please,
but it was so nice to come back and interview you. So, is there any message before we go that you want to give to the people who don't know you, and anything that any sign of encouragement for the times that people are actually feeling a little bit deflated with the same, which is continuing?
Don't worry, be happy. And the thing is, our time here is limited also. And how much can you learn about how awful it is? It's a rabbit hole.
It's a good point.
Leave it to some people, geeks like myself. We can do the frontline work. It doesn't matter that everybody else in the background is digging the same hole. You only have to come to a certain point where you see, oh my God, this is fucked up. And the world is upside down. They managed to turn it upside down. It's inverted like the satanic ways, so that everything they say is good for us is actually bad. Everything they say is bad for it might actually be very good. And like people that they try to kill could actually be making some sense.
Nobody killed me.
No, but it's like welcome to my world.
I'm nice. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy.
So what I'm saying is that once you start seeing that, you don't need to understand so much more. And then it's up to you to see, okay, now I get it. I don't need more details about how horrible it is. I need to see that the world has been turned upside down. What can I do to adjust
myself,
accept, adjust, and accommodate?
Because it's yourself that has to adjust to it. It's not really changing the world, it's changing you.
It's like if you see the human eye, the light comes in there, you got a lens, the lens breaks it like that, so the image goes upside down on your retina. So your brain has said, oh, this is so messed up, I will just adjust it, so it has given us an upside down version of the world.
Right.
Yeah. So what we
I always find that hard. When I heard that about school and they were teaching me that, I'm like, simplicity is simplicity. Really? Why would you turn it upside down?
I don't know, but that's what happened in our brain. So what we are now given a chance is to adjust that one.
Yeah, makes sense.
So actually, we should be looking
like that.
To see. Now I get
my
it.
tarot cards.
Because the whole thing is that in the world of these agencies and these dark forces, black is white, white is black.
Yeah.
And I love it also, like I say, your yellow T-shirt. Yeah. That T-shirt is everything except yellow because it reflects the yellow. It says, nope, not that one. So you and I are officially white.
Right.
No, we're not. We're black and dark as hell. So it's like racism is just really funny because people from Senegal are so pale in real life, but they're reflecting the dark. So we're in this we have this chance of seeing the world for what it is. Yeah. And then not without the judgment and letting go and just relaxing to an understanding that we're actually safe and that we are watching this incredible thing being played out in front of us where we can interact if we want.
Yeah, I often say, because you just reminded me of the tarot cards that I used to use. There's one called the Hangman, and everybody looks at it and fears it and think, oh shit. But actually, if you look at him, he's not being hung at all by his neck. He's got a rope around his feet, and he's actually not that uncomfortable, and he's actually looking at life upside down and seeing things that he's never seen before. And that is a metaphor for that's what we all need to do. We need to look at life differently. When was the last time you walked on the streets and looked up? Most people are looking down, like look up, look around, you see the world in a different way. And I see that in the card, and it made me, that's why the tarot cards really made me see things differently by the way of this understanding that like the kids walking around now are just walking with their heads down. They seem like very heavy. They seem on the phone all the time. They seem depressed because everything's on their shoulders. And it's like to try and clear that away from humanity is very challenging right now because there's a lot of children that I see growing up now really challenged with emotion and connection. To be able to interact has become almost a challenge to children. And I tried to interact this morning with a young teenage boy. Not the Balinese are actually very interactive because I don't know, they just seem different. But somebody from the Western world seemed very much challenged to be even wanting to, say hello. I would just said hello, and like you could see the fear, and it's like, wow, some people are challenged with it.
But they came after the internet. Yeah. They came here. Yeah. And they've been facing the end of times every single day of their life in different variations. Totally. I mean, poor souls, what the hell. This is...
Did we go through anything like that?
Yeah, but a lot softer. This is hardcore. Yeah, hardcore. So no wonder they say, listen, you messed it up. Your generations, you messed it up. You fix it. I'm going to sit here and play. And it's too much for me to deal with.
Yeah. Totally.
So I feel fair enough. I'm going to do my part. I can't do it all, but I'm going to do whatever I can. Yeah. And hopefully there's a shift. And I see among some people, like I think my daughter and her friends, for sure. Suddenly it's like, whoa, where I'm sitting learning from them.
Yes.
Because they're switched on.
Yes.
Where it's like, whoa.
There's some hope there, right? There's still some hope. Yeah. There surely is. My daughter and my son switched on sharp.
There you go.
And like, sometimes I don't often pat myself on the back, but I think, well done, Mark. At least, they've ended up pretty balanced and not even through what they've all been through, which is challenges like all of us, but they've learned to cope and conquer them and grow from it. Whereas, a lot of mums and dads I see, like it's not the mollycoddling, but it's almost like they don't allow them to express and do things and to have their own adventures and experiences because the parents are so cocooned them that they've no strength to be able to face the world, or even just going out or going to meet people or go for an interview or anything like that. They're like, without the parents, they don't know what to do. And it's like, at least my kids wanted to. Yeah, maybe they didn't like me that much that they wanted to get out. Like, I'm off, like I did. But yeah, it's been great chatting with you. It's been, time has flown. I hope you've enjoyed this chat, guys. The most amazing guy in ballet, if he does do a retreat here, jump on board and try a life-changing few days with him, or the 11 Strong, if he decides to do another one, please join him, because I honestly mean this. For me, he's a breath of fresh air, and he keeps me in tune and makes me realize things. Last time I came on here, the wording was the special thing for me last time. It's like, yeah, choose your words wisely. And thank you for that. It's something that I often, don't choose wisely. And they are very powerful, extremely powerful words. And also who you listen to, who tells you what you should and shouldn't do. When the doctor said to me I couldn't walk for at least 12 months, I said, no, I will walk, and I'll walk faster than you could imagine it. I changed that. So sometimes, with your own belief system, your own trust in yourself, you can actually break free from a lot of the, dare I say it, spells that are cast upon us without even some people realizing. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. And this time it was a pleasure listening to you.
Thank you, Mark. Can I finish with a prayer?
Please.
I'm not a religious person, but I have this, what I think really beautiful prayer that my Raj Yoga teacher, Nelani Chelaram, who's actually, it's her 70th birthday today.
Wow.
Today. Happy birthday, Nelani.
Happy birthday.
It goes like this. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. May everyone, and especially the ones who hurt us, I said help us, to hurt us, be filled with peace and joy, love and light. May the light of truth overcome all darkness, so victory to that light. So just like I said, I'm misspelled on help and hurt, because indirectly that is what they're doing.
Exactly.
It's if you are complete in yourself, if you are whole in yourself, they cannot hurt you.
So true.
It is when we're broken and we're scattered and our mind like this, that is where absolute assholes in our surroundings will indirectly help us, pointing out, you're not whole there, my dear brother, sweet sister, whatever. Here is an opportunity for me, being an absolute pain in the ass, to help you see where the healing needs to occur. So when you really react against other people, there is a possibility to change and see that this is an opportunity. And I tell you, what I've seen is like these absolute horrible individuals in my life, super assholes in my opinion, that might very well have been thinking the same about me.
Yeah.
Once I healed that part of myself, we became friends.
Friends, yeah.
How did
so
that
beautiful,
happen?
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
I have. This is my truth, but my mentor, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it to you. My mentor was just awful to me and my family. It was the worst 3 years of my life. When she passed, I actually went to sleep and I met her in my sleep, and I knew she'd passed because I messaged somebody that says, oh, how do you know? I says, because she said, yeah, she passed last night. I went, yeah, I met her and we're best friends.
Wow.
And so when you say that to people, it's hard for people to understand. But for me, now I recognize sometimes my worst enemy is my best friend. And I'd rather feel that and think that than the other. Yeah. Cheers, pal. Love you. I'll see you at home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
It's been a pleasure. Ole.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I hope you appreciate this. Links below to Ole's beautiful 11 Strong retreat and that 44 years of genius and information. Take care. Bye for now.
Thank you.